Right now, your brain thinks you're being hunted. There's no lion, it's just a notification. But your brain genuinely can't tell the difference, and that's the whole problem. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your brain does this, and exactly how to take control back. It's 11 p.m. You said you'd put your phone down 5 minutes ago, but your thumb keeps moving. Bad news, more bad news, a disaster, an argument, something scary. You don't even feel good, but you can't stop. This has a name. It's called doomscrolling, and there's a real reason your brain won't let you quit. Doomscrolling means endlessly scrolling through bad news or negative content, even when it makes you feel worse. It got so common that dictionaries added it as an official word. This isn't just a bad habit, it's your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do, just in the wrong environment. Deep in your brain is a small almond shaped part called the amygdala. Its one job, for millions of years, has been to scan for danger and keep you alive. Back when humans lived in the wild, that meant watching for lions, snakes, or rival tribes. Here's the problem: your amygdala can't tell the difference between a real lion and a scary headline on your phone. To your ancient alarm system, bad news feels like actual danger, even though there's no lion, just pixels. Here's something wild about your brain: it's wired to pay way more attention to bad news than good news. Scientists call this negativity bias. It's why one scary headline grabs you harder than 10 happy ones combined. Every time you see something scary or upsetting online, your body releases cortisol, the same stress chemical from our body science videos. And here's the twist: instead of making you want to stop, cortisol actually makes you want to keep scrolling, searching for more information. This creates a loop. Scary content raises your stress. Stress makes you want answers. Searching for answers shows you more scary content. Around and around it goes, and it can go on for hours without you even noticing. And here's another trick your brain falls for. Scientists call it the information gap. Your brain hates not knowing what happens next. So, when a story feels unfinished, you keep scrolling, hoping for closure. But online, there's always another update. The gap never actually closes. There's one more brain trick at play: recency bias. The more often you see something, the more urgent and common it starts to feel, even if it isn't actually happening more. Seeing 10 posts about the same event can trick your brain into feeling like the world is ending, even when it isn't. Here's something important to know: this isn't an accident. Many apps are designed with algorithms that learn exactly what keeps you scrolling longer and show you more of it. It's not that you're weak, it's that incredibly smart systems are specifically built to keep your thumb moving. Doom scrolling at night is especially rough. It keeps your brain in an alert, activated state, the opposite of what you need to fall asleep. Studies link nighttime doom scrolling directly to worse sleep quality. Beyond sleep, doom scrolling is linked to higher anxiety and lower overall life satisfaction. People who struggle to stop consuming negative content report feeling more preoccupied, more anxious, and more stressed in their everyday lives. Here's a strange side effect researchers call popcorn brain. After spending lots of time on fast, flashy content, your brain gets used to that pace. Then normal, slower things in real life, like reading a book or a quiet conversation, start to feel boring by comparison. A real study followed over 300 teenagers for 2 months. It found something important. Teens with higher social media addiction were significantly more likely to develop doom scrolling habits over time. It works both ways. The habit feeds the addiction, and the addiction feeds the habit. Here's the most important thing to understand: if you've ever felt bad about not being able to stop scrolling, here's the truth. This isn't about being lazy or weak willed. It's your ancient brain wiring meeting a completely new kind of environment it was never designed for. You might wonder, why would evolution give us a brain that does this to us? Because for most of human history, missing a real threat could get you killed. Brains that paid close attention to danger survived. Brains that ignored danger often didn't. That instinct kept your ancestors alive. The problem isn't your brain, it's the mismatch. Your brain is running ancient survival software on a completely modern device. It was never designed to handle a device that can show you every scary thing happening across the entire planet all day, every day. Here's a number worth sitting with. Many people report losing hours to scrolling without even noticing time passing. That's hours you could have spent sleeping, moving your body, or actually talking to a real person. Just so you know, this isn't just a kids and phones problem. Adults doom scroll just as much, sometimes more. Parents, teachers, even scientists who study this stuff, everyone's brain has the same ancient wiring. How do you know if it's doom scrolling versus just normal scrolling? Sign 1: you notice you feel worse, anxious, or drained, but you keep scrolling anyway instead of stopping. Sign 2: you scroll for a long time but can't actually remember much of what you saw afterward. That's a sign you're on autopilot, not actually engaging. Sign 3: it mostly happens right before bed, replacing the sleep you actually need. This is one of the most common and most damaging patterns researchers have found. Sign 4, you find yourself opening the app automatically without even deciding to. Your hand just does it. That's the habit loop working on autopilot, not a conscious choice. Quick recap on your toolkit: notice the urge, add friction, protect your bedtime, set real limits, and name the feeling underneath the urge to scroll. These work together, not alone. Even using 2 or 3 of them consistently makes a real difference. Here's one more bonus tool that makes all the others easier. Don't just remove scrolling, replace it with something specific. Have a book, a sketch pad, or a playlist ready before you delete an app or set a limit. An empty gap is much harder to stick to than a real swap. One last honest note: you will slip up sometimes. You'll doom scroll at midnight occasionally. You'll fall for a piece of slop once in a while. That's completely normal. The goal was never perfection. It's noticing a little sooner each time and gently redirecting yourself back. If you haven't already, this is a great moment to actually go set up screen time limits on your device for social media and news apps right now, today, while this is fresh in your mind. Here's a simple rule that researchers actually recommend. If something genuinely worries you, either do something about it or genuinely rest. Endless monitoring, just refreshing and refreshing, doesn't actually solve anything. It just keeps your stress switched on. Here's something important: none of this means you need to quit social media or stop knowing what's happening in the world. Staying informed matters. The goal isn't zero scrolling, the goal is scrolling on purpose, not on autopilot. Checking on purpose might look like this: you decide to check the news for 10 minutes at 4 p.m., you do it, and then you close the app and move on with your day. That's completely different from opening it 50 times without deciding to. The good news: research on this is still growing, but the current evidence is clear on one thing: small changes genuinely help. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. Tiny shifts in habit, repeated consistently, retrain the loop over time. If a parent's watching this with you, this applies to you too. Modeling healthy phone habits like not scrolling at the dinner table or right before bed teaches this lesson far better than any rule ever could. Here's why this actually matters. The habits you build with your phone right now as a kid or teen are the habits your brain will carry into adulthood. Learning to notice and interrupt this loop now is one of the most useful skills you can build for your whole life. One more time, because it matters. Your brain isn't broken, and you're not weak for struggling with this. You have an incredibly old, incredibly powerful alarm system that's just a little confused by an incredibly new world. Here's something you can try literally tonight. Before bed, put your phone outside your room or across the room on a charger. Notice how it feels to fall asleep without the glow and the scroll. Just try it once. Learning to notice this loop and gently interrupt it isn't about willpower. It's a skill. Media literacy, choosing to engage on purpose instead of reacting automatically, and telling the difference between real information and content designed just to hook you. Your phone isn't the enemy, neither is your brain. Understanding how they interact, that's the real power move. Next time you catch yourself doom scrolling, you'll know exactly what's happening inside your head and exactly how to gently take back control.